Okay, Neil, is your job easier after a 5-0 win, or is it a bit harder in a way?
It's obviously great to get those type of results, and obviously gives everyone a huge boost, a massive lift, myself included. Very good performance, obviously, second half, and off the back of the Wigan victory, obviously sends us into the game with loads of confidence and tails up in the air, if you like.
You've said in the past that the mood has remained pretty steady after wins, after defeats, but there must be an extra buzz after a game like that, surely.
Well, that's what I said. We're really pleased because we know we haven't been playing badly. Obviously the performances have needed to be better to get the results, but we've always felt that there was, victories in us, and obviously we've seen that in the last two games. But of course, you can remain positive, but results are everything, and you'd take a bad performance and a win. Of course you would any time, but obviously the manner of last week's game, where particularly second half we played exceptionally well and scored goals for fun, to win the game obviously gives you that double lift.
And suddenly this Derby game has come around. They've been knocked off the top of the league. It's another chance to add to the points tally, isn't it?
Yeah, good side. I went and watched them against Chelsea in midweek, and you can see why they're up there at the top end of the table. They've got good players. They've had a couple of defeats, so it'll be interesting to see how they respond to that, because they were trying to bounce back on Tuesday night from a defeat. So, but they're a good side. We're well aware of that. But again, we're a good side as well, and I'm sure they'll be giving us the respect that we'll certainly give them. And we're confident. We're confident going into the game that we can go there. We'll go to win, as we always will. And if we can get a result there, then we're right back in the thick of things.
Obviously, you have a long association with Norwich's academy, and one of the products, Chris Martin, is really flourishing at Derby, isn't he?
Yeah, good player, Chris. He was always rated here. We saw him come through from a young age, and certainly once he matured physically, then you saw the potential he had, because he could always finish. He was a good finisher. But the strength he has now, that's a big part of his game, is holding defenders off, linking play, and then getting on the end of crosses and slide balls in, because there's very few better than him at sticking the ball away. He's accurate, he has a powerful shot, and he's got that strength now to his game, so certainly one we have to keep an eye on.
Back to us, you must have a real selection headache now. Nathan Redmond, Lewis Grab and Wes Houlihan all came off the bench and made an impact against Huddersfield. You must like that, though.
Absolutely, yeah, it's exactly what they're there for, and I think all three of them did exceptionally well. Nathan in particular, from half time, just gave us, obviously with the sending off, we just thought, well, we need to give him the full 45 minutes here to get established into the game, and of course he started it almost within his first kick of the game, and did tremendously well. Same with Wes. It was great to see Wes back after such a long layoff, and the Wes of old, in those final 20-30 minutes. And Lewis, delighted for him, because works as hard as you could see in the game, does that in the training ground, and first touch of the game for him, he smashes it in the back of the net, which takes him up to 7 goals now, which is great for him, because he started the season so well with his goal scoring, and strikers do need goals, so delighted he scored.
Injury-wise, can we get an update on Vardis first of all? He said he was going to see a specialist in Belgium about his injury. Yeah,
Vardis is going to be out for about another 10 days now. We've just got to make sure it's exactly right, and as I've said, he's not a million miles off, and it's frustrating, because you feel that he's going to be ready, and then he gets put back a little bit. So he won't be available for the weekend, but he's certainly close to returning to action. But what we don't want to do is rush him back unnecessarily. If there's any doubt on his knee injury, then we don't want to put him out for a longer term. So it's frustrating, because I want to bring him back in. We all want him to be back in, but if it's the sake of a week or 10 days or 4 or 5 months, then obviously you've got to err on the side of caution. So he won't be available with us on Saturday.
We saw Mark Bunn, Ryan Bennett, Javi Garrido play for the under-21s. Are they all ready for selection if needed? Yeah, all came through fine. We'll have a check obviously this morning on them. They'll be tired more than anything, particularly Mark and Ryan, who've been out for longer with injuries. Javi, they all got the 90 minutes, which was really good. So other than just making sure that they get the tiredness out the legs, then yeah, certainly available for selection. Any new concerns from this week?
No, all fit and available. Like I say, only Vardis being the only one who's definitely out. So it's a good competitive group we've got now, and obviously off the back of 2 wins, good to have the players available if they're needed.
And I want to ask you about the last time we played Derby, story of a Simeon Jackson hat-trick, and a certain man on the radio getting a bit excited.
Who was that? I don't know. No, it was one of those nights, wasn't it? Which I likened it to the Blackburn game this season. That's probably one of the first times I've seen an atmosphere like that. But obviously Simeon's goal against Derby meant almost promotion, you know, and I think we all got excited that night, and none more so than myself.